I thought being an intern here at Mid-State was going to be similar to clinical in school, but we're more hands-on here.
Yeah, definitely. In clinical, you kind of feel like a nurse is always like, or your instructor rather, is like looming over you, and you're kind of always on edge because you're being assessed by them. But rather here, our nurses are always friendly, and you're kind of the most independent without being independent.
Every time I set foot in the ED to see Annie and Laura, something was always happening, and Annie was right there in the middle of it. She was observing and learning. She has had so many great opportunities, and her preceptor Laura constantly seeks out new learning opportunities for her. She pushes Annie to grow and develop her own style of nursing. She pushes Annie to flex those critical thinking muscles. Laura, her preceptor, told me that Annie is very outgoing and eager to learn, that she asks great questions. She has already grown and shown so many improvements since day one, and has been a real pleasure to work with.
You go around, you do assessment yourself, and then you go and relate it back to the nurse, and she's like, okay, you did it right, you know, this was good, this is what you should improve on, and I think that's where we really learn.
And we have information going at us so quickly that you really do have to retain it, especially in the emergency department. You see some very memorable things. So,
being a preceptor's been incredible. I would have never thought that a year after graduating nursing school, I would be able to show someone what I have learned during my first year in the ED. I definitely had to stay on top of my skills and triple check myself to make sure I was showing Olivia the right way. Olivia has been amazing, even though in the beginning I would forget about her sometimes because I was not used to having someone follow me around. I think together we grew as individuals. Olivia has so much potential. Her passion and her caring, her curious heart will all lead her well in her nursing career. My only regret is having to hand her off to someone else this fall. I know she will be amazing.
In reality, I found this experience to be so much more than I ever thought. I think that being outside of the school atmosphere where there's tests and quizzes and homework and a million other things to worry about, it's much easier to focus in on nursing. And I found myself really honing my assessment skills and integrating myself into the floor with my preceptor. I just feel a million more times comfortable taking that next step as a nurse on my own after doing this experience this summer.
I've enjoyed teaching Amanda these past few weeks and seeing her grow. She's very bright and compassionate. During our first week together, she made a connection with a patient, and I could tell even then how caring she is. As the preceptor, my own knowledge and understanding of nursing practices has been tested, and I have found myself continuing to learn every day. We've had some good days and some bad days, but we have both grown from our experiences. Amanda will be a great addition to the nursing profession.
Being in the ICU, I've seen a lot of critically ill patients, and being able to see their health status improve dramatically has really given me an insight on how much we can do as nurses, and it's really inspired me as to how important our role is in the healthcare team, and it really makes you feel great about doing your job.
Working with my intern has allowed me to think in a more of an educator role instead of just going through all the tasks and situations. I have to stop and explain the whys and the what's next. This is a very fast-paced and intense unit. Tori has been able to handle all this and is developing her critical thinking about patients. Being able to evaluate a certain situation together and helping one another has helped me grow as a caregiver and an educator. Tori will be a wonderful addition to nursing. She works well with others and is not afraid to step in and get hands-on with any situation presented.
In reality, I found the internship to be an amazing experience. I'm so blessed to be picked. I got to do a lot of my assessment skills. I had more time to do them. I wasn't pressed for, okay, we're at clinical from 6 to 12 today. I had ample opportunity. I had 40 hours a week to do whatever that I wanted to see fit. I really drove my own internship experience to what I wanted to get out of it. So I really wanted to focus on picking out like lab values and assessment things that you need to know as a nurse, and get those critical thinking skills down, and I really think I honed in on that through the summer.
As an older, experienced nurse, working with our youthful future nurses is a reminder of what makes our profession so special. Megan exhibited the real joy we can provide our patients and the real joy we can experience as a nurse. A surgical patient came in very apprehensive, continually expressing her fears. Megan stepped up to the plate and sat with this patient throughout her preoperative experience, conversing and developing one of the most important pieces of our role, the nurse-patient relationship. Her kindness, caring, and compassion provided this patient and family with a positive experience. Thank you for providing me with a rewarding opportunity to mentor you as you begin your process of entering into the real world.
Working on a Pavilion B, I had a chance to work with patients recovering from surgeries, and one day I was working with Amanda, and we took care of a patient who didn't look good. He was pale and his blood pressure was dropping down, so we talked together and we recognized that the patient might be in septic shock. So we notified the physician and we expedited the transfer to the ICU, where he received a higher level of care, and thankfully, hopefully he was doing much better.
My first face-to-face evaluation with Carolina, I was moved by her sense of the immense responsibility an RN has in the care of their patients. She takes her aspirations of nursing very seriously. She has continued to impress me this summer in her level of caring, compassion, and intelligence. Her strong work ethic and desire to do no harm I heard in all her details of her days on Pavilion B with Haiti and Amanda. I'm confident she will continue to pursue excellence in her future career as a nurse.
It was an elderly man, and he actually went into cardiac arrest while we were in the room giving him his medication. His family was there throughout the whole experience, so it was definitely very nerve-wracking. But what was really memorable about it was just the way that my preceptor was so calm throughout the experience and knew exactly what she was doing. And it really just made everyone in the room feel more comfortable, especially the family, that no matter what, your nurse is always doing the best that she can to really make sure that you have the best outcome. And it was definitely very reassuring for me to watch.
And I think it was similar to mine too, similar yet different. My first code, they came in cardiac arrest. So instead of seeing the patient go into cardiac arrest, she was already in cardiac arrest. So I think that was definitely an experience to see, because I've never been a part of something like that. And you know, again, the nurses do everything that they can, and even the techs, you're giving CPR, you're giving great compressions, and being in the room and being able to watch that was amazing.
I think we always forget that nursing really does come down to we're saving lives, whether it is during a code situation or whether it's just giving a person their regular medication. It's keeping them alive, and that's what's really inspiring about this profession in general.